There's a sucker born every minute. P.T. Barnum. My name is Mr. X, and I'll be filling in today. Welcome to another Brett Maverick production. Red Pill is a new wave movement that disguises itself as a noble effort to expose the dark truths about female nature. Some of these truths include female oppression is a myth, and men are the ones holding the short end of the stick, that men and women are inherently different, so each gender should carry out its designated role in society. For example, females should raise children at home, and men should work and not show emotion or weakness. At first glance, this seems like some harmless alpha male advice, but you look a bit deeper, you'll realize it's quickly becoming a cult designed to radicalize young men into hating women and viewing them as inferior. The ringleader of this so-called movement is a former image consultant turned red pill dating coach, Kevin Samuels, who gets hundreds of thousands of viewers on his weekly streams. After seeing his success, many younger men have followed suit, literally in suits. What's up with that? In these streams, he brings on women, mostly African American women, to discuss with them the social dynamic between men and women. But what it really is a weekly blood sport designed to strip women's confidence to the level of a pound puppy that didn't get picked. He claims that he only sees a beautiful woman once or twice a year, and when asked what he rates himself, he rated himself a 9 out of 10.
So,
well, where would you rank yourself, Kevin?
I rank myself a 9.
Okay.
Men look at what they, and that's the thing. You can, they're in the same, beauty is subjective. That's another fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci equation.
Mr. Samuels, you are not a 9. I understand that confidence can be an incredible tool, but at the expense of belittling others, it is just called narcissism. The first thing he always asks of the women in his streams is their height, weight, and dress size, with no regard for their personality, morals, or character in general. He says that men who are providers and are financially well off should accept nothing less than women of supermodel level attraction.
How tall are you?
5'7" and 3/4.
What size dress do you wear? How much did you weigh last time you weighed in?
137.
If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, your natural hair, your natural face, what would you give yourself?
Interesting. 8.
Nope. Can you be a high-value woman and be unattractive and unappealing? No.
Kevin, most of your viewers are young men, and 63% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. These are facts. Are they not deserving of a woman's love? You yourself made only $11,000 per year at the age of 34. If held to your own standard, you would not be worth much more than a $5 hoe. Wearing a suit and crossing your legs might fool these young men, but not me, my friend. The divinity of a woman is metaphysical. It has nothing to do with how she looks. A good woman can turn an ordinary man into a world conqueror, and it is something felt, not seen. You've heard of women scorned, but these are men scorned, and their teachings seem to be projections of trauma from their own lives. Do not buy into it. These so-called teachers claim to be holding women accountable. By no stretch of the imagination. Why not hold yourself accountable? You have the power to control your thoughts, so you can control your actions. Thus, you can quite literally create any reality you'd like and attract any type of woman you could ever want. That is the true meaning of taking the red pill.
You take the blue pill, the story ends, wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
These men know it's easier to build an audience based on anger than on love. They are making a sucker out of you. They know that you have been hurt, and your sense of self is strengthened by a collective anger. Being a part of this group satisfies the ego's need for conflict and enemies that need to be right and others to be wrong. The collective ego needs enemies to define its identity, and ultimately stops you from being your own man. Collective egos are likely to commit atrocities that the individual would not. Imagine a riot, or on a bigger scale, a genocide.
The army that Germany has built up in 4 years swings in honor past Hungary's strongman Admiral Horthy. The young men of the new German Reich welded into a mighty war machine.
Now, I agree, you shouldn't try to make your partner your therapist, but you are human with a full range of emotions, and part of the life experience is feeling the emotions and not hiding them from your partner. Showing vulnerability to the right women will strengthen this relationship, and as you shine light on insecurities, they dissolve. Even the men you admire the most don't hide their emotions.
No matter how hard I try, I'm just a worthless little kid.
Aaron. Stop, that isn't true.
I fear for the young men watching these videos. They are brainwashing you to have negative thought patterns towards women. You should not be entering adulthood with a victim mentality, believing that every woman is some evil succubus. However, if that's the kind of woman you put your focus into, that's what you will attract. I'm not going to say that these types of gold-digging women don't exist. They certainly do. But when you keep turning towards these YouTubers for confirmation, you will not be able to escape these negative thoughts, and the cycle will repeat itself. That's called confirmation bias. So what should I do? Simple. Trust the universe. Work on yourself. Spread joy and love. Because if you always try to do the right thing, you cannot lose. The love that you give to yourself will be returned to you tenfold. As a man who's lived a full life and is much older than all of you, yes, even you, Mr. Samuels, at the end of your life, you will look back and be happy that you lived a life full of joy and love. Because if not, you will end up on your deathbed with nothing to show but a heart of hate and an empty house.